In today's video, I want to share with you guys some information about the upcoming Felix for Fall knit along. We are going to be knitting the Felix Pullover by Amy Christopher. So if you are interested in trying out a Felix pullover or knitting your first sweater, then definitely stick around because this video is for you. Hello, and welcome to the Wool Needles Hands podcast. My name is Taylor, and I'm going to be your host. Thank you to everybody who watched my previous episode, which was just a few days ago. It premiered on Sunday, and because we did it as a YouTube premiere, there was a live chat that went along with it, and it was fun to chat with you guys. And a few people suggested that we do a Felix pullover knit along, and I was all too happy to oblige because I think that sounds great. I'm actually already in the process of knitting a Felix, and so it's perfect to launch a knit along so we can all do it together. So this video is primarily for talking a little bit about that Felix pullover knit along that we're going to be launching. I'm going to give you all of the details, but before we get into that, I just want to say welcome. I am so happy to be back. You guys sent me in the comment section of the previous video some really lovely words, and it just made my day. So thank you for the warm welcome. I'm happy to be back. I want to get started because I'm really excited about this. But as always, let's talk about what I have in my cup. Okay, so I made a mistake using this cup today. This is a really great cup for coffee because coffee doesn't have to be that hot or anything that's not hot, but it needs like something to protect my hands. Like I can't hold it here or my hands are gonna burn. But this is, I'm having Moroccan mint green tea from Stash. And I'm having a really hard time figuring out how to hold this because it's super hot. But this is a ceramic version of those really cute coffee, like to-go cups that you see in New York City. My husband got this for me, and I absolutely love this mug or cup, but it's just really hard to drink anything hot out of it, which is kind of funny because that's what these cups that this is modeled after are usually for. So that's what I have going on in here. Some Moroccan mint with a little bit of honey, just right for today. I did a lot of work this morning out in the dye studio and I did some yoga, had my shower. It's cloudy outside. The weather is nice. It's not that hot. I think we're probably not even going to get up to 90 today, which for September is really good where we are. We live in just a town right outside of Las Vegas, Nevada called Henderson. So this is actually right where we need to be for September moving into fall. So I'm excited about that. But yeah, that's what I have going on in my mug, and I'm just so excited. I'm itching to start talking about the Felix knit along. So let's jump right in. Okay, so in my last episode of the podcast, I shared with you my work in progress Felix, and that is right here. And when you guys started suggesting a Felix knit along, I immediately was like, okay, let's not do any more on this because I'm all about a Felix knit along. So I paused. I'm not working on my Felix right now. And I decided to announce a Felix for Fall knit along over on my Instagram, for Taylor Seeking Cozy, and on the Ravelry group associated with this podcast, which you can find by searching the groups tab on Ravelry. It's all linked below. All that information is down below in the description box. Okay, so I'm not working on this yet. I am going to hold off on working on this until the start date of the Felix for Fall knit along for this podcast. And that is going to be October 1st. So, I mean, while I'm at it, I'm just going to go ahead and give you the details. So if you want to write this down, whatever you want to do, this is all going to be down below in the description box. You can find this information on Ravelry as well for the Wool Needles Hands podcast Ravelry group. You don't have to write this down. But let's see. Okay, actually, I'm not going to rely on my memory because I'm kind of hungry and my memory is not reliable when I'm hungry. Okay, let's pull up the details here. There it is. Okay. Few things I already knew, obviously. October 1st is when we're going to start. So anytime on October 1st, you can begin your Felix pullover. The pattern is by Amy Christopher's. She is also Savory Knitting on Ravelry and on Instagram. You can actually enter works in progress of this pullover if you've already started, but you just haven't finished. Just join. So it doesn't have to be a fresh cast on. Modifications are welcome. So if you decide to modify your Felix for whatever reason, and I actually have two that I've done that are both modified, that's fine because I feel like the pattern as written is beautiful and I recommend it, but it's a really great pattern for modifications. The way she writes the pattern is delightful and intuitive, so if you did want to modify, you could do that. It doesn't matter what kind of yarn you use. It does not matter. If you're going to be going to Michael's to buy your yarn, that's fine. If you're going to go to your LYS to buy your yarn, it's fine. It doesn't matter. There's no room for yarn snobbery, so please use whatever yarn you want. We are going to use hashtag Felix for Fall KAL. Felix for Fall KAL, and you can use that hashtag on Instagram, on Ravelry. That's our hashtag. Also, if you would like, I'd like it if you could share your works in progress and finished objects on Ravelry as like the main drop page for all of that. But if you are not on Ravelry, you can still participate in this by using Instagram. If you're not on Instagram, it's fine. Email me your stuff. My email is down below in the description box. Just email me, you know, a work in progress shot and your finished object. It's fine. You don't have to be on either of these social platforms. So just bear that in mind. And I don't think I made that clear on my Instagram post, but now you know. And then what I'm going to be doing is each episode of the podcast, actually, as I say that out loud, I might do it a little bit differently. I might be doing knit along episodes and then regular episodes without knit along content. So you might be seeing in between regular episodes of the podcast, just short, kind of like what this is, just short episodes focused only on the knit along and catching you up on some of the progress that other people are making, as well as the progress that I am making on my Felix as well. I'm not sure how that's going to go, but one way or another, I will be pulling from works in progress and finished objects to share those photos here on the podcast. So if you are sharing using that hashtag, I am assuming that you're okay with me sharing your photo here on the podcast. So please know that going forward. And then I think that's it. So nothing else, no other notes or stipulations. Just have a really good time and knit a Felix. And you can knit, like I said, you can knit your works in progress. You can finish those. You can start fresh, whatever it is that brings you joy. That's what's important. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the Felixes that I have done in the past. So we're going to start with my most heavily modified. This was my second Felix that I did. So I'm going to put pictures up because it's just easier to see it, but this I can just show you really quick. So this is done in Fiber for the People yarn, my own hand-dyed yarn. This is the deciduous colorway on the non-superwash. This is before I was offering organic non-superwash. My non-superwash yarn now is an organic option. This is just a non-superwash merino worsted in a really beautiful colorway. Perfect for fall. Yeah, so that is deciduous. This is my modified Felix. It's heavily cropped. If I stand, I don't know if this is gonna help. Yeah, you can see if I stand up, it's like it's above my belly button. So it's like really cropped. Like I have to wear this with either a dress under it or something else because I'm not into crop tops. So that's that. It's also short sleeves. I don't really know why I modified it like that. I'm not a sweater t-shirt gal. It is what it is and I don't mind it. I throw it over dresses sometimes. It gets probably the least amount of wear out of all of mine, so I don't really recommend knitting your Felix with short sleeves. I mean, unless, of course, you're totally into that. But that is my first. This one was this is my most true to the pattern Felix. So, I love this. This is also knit in Fiber for the People non-superwash, but I paired this one with mohair to give it the Aran weight that the pattern calls for. This one is knit in just the worsted, so it's a little lighter weight of yarn than the Aran, and I knit this to the same, I think I knit them the same size, so it really didn't matter too much, the fact that this one doesn't have mohair and this one does. This one is more that Aran weight though, and I really love it. You can see how pretty the yarn is, how nice the halo is. One of the modifications here is that I did a twisted rib for the neckline and for the sleeves, just because I like the neatness of a twisted rib. When you knit it to the pattern specifications, you're gonna get this really great, just throw over anything sweater, like really cute with jeans. It's just that classic staple sweater. It will not be your last Felix, I can promise you that, just because it is such a great staple pattern. Okay, this one is another modified. And this, I wear this. This one's almost like a shell. I wear it like a shell piece and not like a sweater. Like what I'm wearing right now, long sleeve basic t-shirt, I would throw this over this if it were cold, because it's very airy and lightweight. And that's because of the yarn, which I'll explain what that is in a second. But it's also really wide. It just kind of fits over everything like an outer wear piece almost. So I knit this using, oh my goodness, Pullover, which is that single ply pencil roving Icelandic wool, and it's beautiful. And then I paired it with a skein of mohair in the kick drum colorway by Fiber for the People. So it has this really awesome kind of multicolored tweed look. I did a whole episode of the podcast on this. You can scroll back to find that. There's lots of ways that you can knit this and just love it. And you can knit it oversized, you can knit it, undersized, you can have some negative ease, whatever. It's just such a versatile pattern. So I'm really excited. I feel like if we're gonna start a fresh knit along, this is a great way to start, and a really great pattern for fall. I'm super excited to have this one, because not only is it gonna be a really staple piece, it's also in this really fantastic color that I love. I talked about this in the last episode, so you can go back and watch that, but super excited. So get excited, what was the word? I'm just about to say, oh my gosh, not stoked. Get pumped? Yeah, get pumped, because this is going to be a lot of fun. While I'm waiting and I probably could wait until the next episode of the podcast to talk about this, but while I'm waiting to work on my Felix for October 1st, I decided to pull out one of my works in progress. And this is one that you might remember from last year, which was the last time that I shared this. And it is my Illuminate pullover. This is a pattern by Andrea Mowry. I'm knitting this using 2 skeins of Surrey Silky from Fiber for the People in the leather colorway held together. And then I am using Spin Cycle. Oh, I think it's called Rusted Rainbow, but this is Spin Cycle. I'm using those together to create my Illuminate. But you know what I'm not doing? I am not striping. This pattern calls for this color work yoke, and then it calls for stripes. And I decided not to do the stripes, which I'm really happy about, because I think it's going to look really pretty. But as I've been knitting the body, I'm kind of coming to a really unsettling realization that maybe the stripes would help from keeping the body from being so wide. Because I'm just going to hold this up. You can see that the yoke fits across my chest and shoulders. Or how it's going to fit across my chest and shoulders. And then you see these like ripples happening here. That's because the gauge is that's because the Spin Cycle yarn is not holding the Surrey kind of in and like, I don't know if this makes any sense, but kind of keeping it in place. And it's just letting it go free. And the Surrey is just kind of, okay, we're just gonna create this really floofy fabric that has all of these ripples, almost like it's ruched. Is that what you call that? And I'm not sure how I feel about that, because I hold it up here and look at how wide that is. Like, I'm trying to imagine it. I feel like it's going to be like a tent dress sweater. So I'm kind of concerned about it. Not going to lie. I love this. I really love the way this looks. And so it's disappointing to me that there's a chance this might not be working out. And I know I could go back and possibly just reduce the number of stitches. I could also just finish it and then, I don't know, chalk it up to experience. But that's not something, I'm not into doing that kind of thing. But yeah, I don't really know like what to do. So maybe you can tell me what you think. I don't know what's going to happen. I did gauge, and the gauge is fine. I mean, it's not right on the money, but it's not so much that it's going to do one of those like exponential growth things. But yeah, I don't know. So I started working on this. I was like, oh, well, I can't do my Felix. I'm going to work on my Illuminate, which was all fine and dandy until I kind of held it up to myself. And I was like, what is happening here? It's going to be, a moo-moo. So I don't know. I'm a little disappointed and concerned. I'm more concerned than disappointed. I love knitting it. It takes a little time. The rhythm is pretty slow. 2 strands of Surrey. It's just slow. I'm not sure why, but I do really like it. And so I kind of think it's so soft and lovely, and the color is so beautiful. Like, look at that. Hold on. There it is. Look at how pretty that is. I just don't really want to give up on it yet. We shall see. So in the meantime, between now and October 1st, when the knit along starts, I'm going to be working on this to kind of make up for lost time, because it has been a while since I've been working on this. I've got socks to work on. I've got a couple hats going. I just don't feel like working on socks or hats right at the moment. But yeah, so anyway, that's what I'm planning on working on while I wait for October 1st for the Felix for Fall knit along. I hope you guys are excited. Let me know. Oh, yeah, let me know how you're feeling about it down below. I forgot to mention, I do have a prize for this. Hold on one second. Okay, I'm back. So I have 4 skeins of a one-of-a-kind colorway that I dyed up not too long ago. Let's get the Surrey off. And I want to use these as the prize. 4 skeins, worsted weight, in a really beautiful crispy color for fall. And it's 100% merino, worsted weight. And it looks like this. Isn't that pretty? It's like a really deep, rusted out, orangey red. My light, the clouds are kind of moving in and out. So, but I have a feeling you can kind of see how that looks. Let's hold up one skein so you can get the gist of that. It's variegated too. It's not just a solid color. We've got some black in there. We've got some gold in there. Ugh, it's really so pretty. Look at that. So lovely. Okay, so that is going to be the prize for the Felix for Fall knit along. And this is more than enough to knit a sweater of a different pattern, or you could kind of do like I did with my with this one. I did not use mohair. It is a worsted weight sweater. You could knit another Felix using that really pretty rusted red. So that is our prize. That is our knit along. Those are some examples of the Felixes that I have knit in the past. I'm so excited to get started with this, you guys. I hope you are as well. Let me know your thoughts down below. If you have any questions, you can ask them in the comments down below. You can ask them over on Ravelry. If you have not joined on Ravelry, definitely go do that. And then don't forget to use the hashtag Felix for Fall, KAL, on Instagram if you decide to participate on Instagram as well. That's it for me today, you guys. But before I go, a couple of things I wanted to mention. I sat down today not only because I wanted to share with you the knit along update, but also because it's so recent since I uploaded my previous episode on Sunday. Both of my kids are in school now, full day. And so I have time when I'm done working, I have a little extra time to do something like this. And so I popped up my camera, my microphone's kind of already here. And I thought, like, let's see how easy it is to just grab my stuff, pop open my camera, and film an episode. And you guys, it's great. I'm really happy about it. I don't have to open these big old umbrella lights. Here I have a microphone that's always here. It's kind of just stationary. I have my camera on the tripod, which is easy to set up, and I'm ready to film and chat with you guys. So I'm really excited about that. So you might be noticing things are a little bit more frequent because of how easy it is and for me to set up and film, but also the time that I have now. So I don't know why I felt that was necessary to share that with you, but I'm looking forward to the future of the podcast and this channel as a whole for that, and then a lot of other reasons as well. So anyway, thank you for the warm welcome that I received in my last episode of the podcast. I'm so happy to be back. That, like I said, is it for me today. If you enjoyed this chat as much as I did, please don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. It definitely helps the channel more than you realize. Don't forget to subscribe if you'd like to see more. You can click the little bell icon to be notified anytime I upload something new. In the meantime, happy knitting, happy making, happy whatever it is that you're doing. Take care, be well, and I will see you soon. Bye.